Greetings. In this Future Trends Forum recording, we had a really special session. We got to meet with the Teach the Future Project's Young Voices Council. Now, Teach the Future is a wonderful project. Full disclosure, I'm on the board. But the idea is to help educators around the world teach the future as an academic subject. It's been doing great work, and as part of that work, it's been doing a lot of work to help support young futurists, teenagers around the world. So we had a group of them from the Young Voices Council, and they got a chance to talk to us about what they're seeing of the future, how they go about that futuring work, and also what they expect from the world to come, as well as what they can do to make it happen. So it's a really, really special session. I really enjoyed it. I found myself really inspired by it, and I look forward to seeing what all these young futurists get up to in the future. My special thanks to Lisa Giuliani of Teach the Future for helping organize this. I have the top of the hour, so let's begin. And let me begin by welcoming everybody. Welcome to the Future Trends Forum. I'm delighted to see you all here today. We have some fantastic guests who I'm really, really looking forward to talking with. And we're talking about the future of, well, futuring. There's a terrific project called Teach the Future. It's a nonprofit whose job it is to help teachers teach the future, much like we teach history. So instead of looking back to the past, they look forward to the future, trying to help students think more strategically, more effectively, more thoughtfully about what's coming up next, and teaching all the great futures techniques, including trends and scenarios and all that great stuff. Now, I say this in full disclosure. I've been on the board for Teach the Future, so I'm a very biased and a happily biased member. But what's more important here are the guests. We have a whole series of new futurists, young futurists, teenagers from around the world, and you get the glimpse of them just as they start their careers. Well, let me first bring up Lisa Giuliani. Lisa, can you add more to my fumbling introduction to talk about this network?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. So, hey, everyone, Lisa Giuliani with Teach the Future. I am the co-executive director alongside Lourdes Rodriguez and Randy Millard. And we are all here humbled through the journey of Dr. Peter Bishop, who founded Teach the Future years ago.
Here, here.
And yes, here. Well, we fast forward to today. We just graduated our first Young Voices Council founding members of Teach the Future. So a global community of youth leaders who have now been trained under Dr. Peter Bishop, futures literacy skills. And it was thanks to this group of youth that we together were able to co-curate, co-create a curriculum, future-wise curriculum that we're now able to share with other schools and youth and educators alike that like to learn how to incorporate futures literacy skills, futures literacy thinking, mindset into their school. And we're here to listen to these very youth that graduated just this few weeks back. They just graduated and they have a lot to share, and their projects are worth listening to, and we're so excited. Thanks, Brian.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for all your work in putting this all together. And thank you for your energy and enthusiasm in assembling. I just want to say that phrase again, a global network of rising futurists. So, well, why don't we bring some of these folks up on stage? Lisa, why don't you help pick who gets to be the first guest?
Oh, this is exciting. Well, if any of them would like to come off mic, but I guess we'll start with our member of the year. Let's start there. Our member of the year this year was given to Ayush, and Ayush was with us from day one and has continued to move through our network. He is now one of our youth leaders, and he's got some really great things to share. He also recently won a prize. So through the Young Voices Network, through the council, there's been many opportunities. There's opportunities with our partnered organizations and we want these youth to be at the forefront of these conversations. And Ayush has won an award through another organization. So he's really taken on this role and has hit the ground running. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Ayush.
Hello, sir, and good evening in India.
Good evening. It's currently 11:30, but I'm really happy to be on this
Oh my gosh.
podcast.
Well, we're
Yeah,
we're so glad you could join us. We're so glad you could join us.
so happy
Um,
to be here. Thank you, Lisa, for that wonderful introduction. I have been part of the Teach the Future Young Voices Council since the start, and it was around that time when I started working on my project called Teach the Future. Sorry, my
it's
project
okay.
called Tech for Equity, and
Uh,
this project is aimed at teaching underserved to underprivileged students coding and AI concepts. So this first started off when I was participating in a bunch of hackathons, but then I realized that I have the privilege of coding on a good laptop or a computer and to win awards. But what about the kids that do not have a proper device to code on, but really want to code and build projects? So that led me to think, uh, this financial distribution of devices or just to code in general, it's a big issue because of the digital divide. Lesser financially stable families or financially challenged families do not have access to these high-end devices to code on or just devices to code on in general. And how do we help bridge that gap? So I came up with an idea of teaching underprivileged kids coding and AI concepts firsthand to help them develop their knowledge on the thing they want to pursue the most. And also, I started collecting e-waste and donating it to partner NGOs to help give it to underserved students who want to code and who have the prior knowledge but don't have a device to act or to execute the prior knowledge. So that's how I started Tech for Equity around last year. And with Teach the Future, Young Voices Council, from the learnings of Dr. Peter Bishop, I have been able to map out preferred scenarios and unexpected futures that can also happen. And with his help, I've been able to develop this to make it closer to a goal that, or a more laser specific focused goal that I want to achieve. Also, as you said, this is an example of circular economy as well. So
yes.
reusing the e-waste does, I mean, rather than just putting it in a landfill and contributing to land pollution, I am trying to help that as well by reusing it and giving it to students instead of just throwing it away.
Well, that's fantastic. What is most of the e-waste? Is it mostly old laptops or phones?
So just on the 8th of July, so that's last month, I ran an e-waste collection campaign in my society complex or in my apartment complex. And I was collecting e-waste. It can range from anything, kitchen appliances, old laptops, old phones,
Oh, oh,
anything. But
nice.
but the main purpose of getting the old kitchen appliances was to like find parts that can be used to recycle, but the parts that obviously couldn't would also not be thrown away, they would be recycled. But getting old laptops would be more beneficial since that can be
Yeah,
donated straight to the underprivileged kids who need it.
certainly. Wow, what a great project. Uh, Ayush, hang on one second. I want to bring up some of your colleagues, and we're going to have some more questions for you. But thank you for introducing yourself. Um, let's see, Lisa. How about if we bring up Tayaba? Well, I
Yes,
guess.
wonderful. Tayaba also won an award. She's also part of our Young Voices leadership for her change making, stepping up, and her collaborative leadership on the team. So let's listen to what Tayaba has to share.
Hey
Can't
everyone,
hear.
so SDGs, and I saw like there are many students in my area who are studying in schools which do not even have proper classrooms. The boards
Mm,
are literally broken. There is no feature, and there is not even enough space for to accommodate all those students. So I just nearby almost 300 students were admitted with 150 studying on 100% scholarship, and there were no proper facilities, no sanitation, no proper drinking water. So
Mm.
I started funding for that so that we can renovate it a little bit and make it a little more better and comfortable place for the students to learn. The teachers over there were literally had no proper degree. There were high school graduates, and maximum degree was approximately associate degrees. So which is not enough in today's world.
Yeah.
So I am currently working to collect those donations. I started a drive in my own high school, and now we are working on that to renovate it and to bring more teachers and to make that space a better place for learning.
Excellent. Excellent. What's this project called, Tayaba?
It means education for all.
Excellent. Excellent. What a good. How did you get involved in that? What led you to pursue this?
Actually, I belong to a village. My background is from there. And I saw many students over there who were like in matric and they didn't even know basic English words. And from there, I just perceived that they're not getting a quality education.
Mm.
In Pakistan, they consider learning the books word by word, and that's what you call an education, which is wrong.
No.
The
Oh,
education means to gain some skills, to learn what is written exactly in your books. But the teachers here just force the students to sit for 8 to 10 hours and learn the whole books, which is of no use because the curriculum is literally 10 to 20 years outdated.
mm, mm. So experiencing this low quality education inspired you to improve it and to take practical steps to improve it.
Yes,
That's one of the greatest things one can do for the future. Tayaba, now the only thing we have to figure out is how to clone you so that we can have 1,000 Tayaba, doing this work. Well, let's now that I've got you on the stage, let me bring up some of your colleagues as well. Um, how about Lisa? How about if we bring up Hamsika?
Wonderful, wonderful. And what I want to share about Hamsika and compliment Tayaba is, and you said, how do we clone Tayaba? And I'll say that we have them all here. We have cloned them. No, cloned is not the correct usage, I would say. I'd say that we have leaders all over, like I said, doing the work, doing the vibration, shaking their communities where they can. And so that is what I want to say and compliment Tayaba. And Hamsika comes with us, another Young Voice Council founding member who helped us organize the awards ceremony. She provided the foundation for this graduation event, and so we're really grateful for that. Now I'll pass it over to Hamsika to share her project and what it is she's working on.
Wow. Hello, Hamsika. First of all, where are you today?
I'm currently in India, the southern part of India.
Oh, in Kerala or?
No, next to Kerala, Tamil Nadu.
Yes, yes. Hi. Well, thank you for joining us, especially this late at night. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Can you, first of all, Hamsika, can you tell us about your project? What are you working on?
Yeah, so technically, it all started during my school time, I think in my ninth grade, that is freshman year. When I
Mm,
noticed that a lot of people around me, that is students, only a few of them were getting the opportunities on the basis of who can study well. Like if you're going to choose for a speech competition that's going to happen outside the school, they're going to choose the
mm,
students that are like, potentially toppers, as we like to call them, who only study well or perform well. And these teachers, what they naturally recognize within them is that if a person or a student is able to study well, that means they would also be good at leadership, or like they'd be good at like talking, speeches, or
Hmm.
writing, or any other extracurriculars, which I would say is right only if they're trained with. But a lot of the cases, they might not perform well compared to other students who specialize in such areas, but they were not given the opportunities, and I think I was one among them. I remained unaware about the extracurriculars around me. Almost half of my life I remained silent, and like I thought that extracurriculars only meant sports, and since I couldn't perform well in sports, I don't think extracurriculars was meant to me until the doors opened. And I remembered how many students around me remained unaware about different like fields of opportunity that they could succeed in, and what their how they could unleash their own potential. Some like excel in art, some excel in leadership, some excel in MUNs. So here comes my
Sure.
project Quest for Co. I'm currently working on the prototype for developing an app that would like enlist different competitions from different fields, like ranging from essays and leaderships and maybe photography and competitions worldwide, global exposure to children and youth, like especially school going students from around the world. It's going to be displayed in such a way that every month we update with what competitions are coming up and how they could, and the page is going to redirect them to the link of the official web page of that competition, so that everyone, no matter where they're from, which school they're from, they get
Hmm.
an opportunity to succeed in the field that they want. If we are all about equipping the student with experience, not like, I have to win, I have to be in the number one position, but all about experience.
Oh, fascinating! What a great I can think of that as media, social software, doing that kind of connection.
Yeah.
How did how did you get involved in this? What led you to this idea?
As I mentioned before, how I like quietly remained unaware, absolutely unaware of the extracurriculars that like remained next to me. And once I transferred to a new school and so many extracurriculars apart from sports were available to me,
Yeah.
I was absolutely elated and I started participating in a lot of them. And then I realized that not only I should get these opportunities, but people around me. And that's what a good leader does, making sure at each and every team member or people in their immediate surrounding gets what they deserve.
Excellent, excellent. Both you and Tayaba really have that leadership drive in the school space. Um, Thank you so much. Let me now that we have you on stage, we have three of our guests. Let me bring up the fourth. Urwa, can you join us?
Yeah, I can join you.
Hi,
Hi,
where are you coming from today?
I'm from Pakistan.
So we have Central Asia represented very well.
Yes,
Well, tell us Urwa, about your project. What are you working on?
actually, I'm working on a project known as Lingua Divide. Actually, in South Asia, English language is mostly considered as a language of superiority or as a class distinction, and it's a major barrier to success because in South Asia, English speaking skills are like very much close to talent in terms of judging anyone. Like people judge other people if they can speak English well, they are talented.
Hmm.
Speaking English is associated with intelligence in South Asia. And I
Hmm.
want to combat that. I think that speaking a single language cannot tell that anyone is talented or not. So this is my project, and I'm working to bring the mindset that people are not judged on the basis of the language they speak, and we should own our indigenous languages. Like because of this thing, we are neglecting our own native languages, and we are often ashamed that if we can't speak English, and we often feel ourselves criminals even though it's not our native language, it's just an international language. The major factor that contributes to it is because of colonialism. Before 1947, it was the
Hmm.
British rule, and this is because of colonialism.
Well, it sounds like I mean, this is a huge issue. What does your project do with English? Are you helping people learn English, or are you helping people change how they understand English? What do you work? How does this work?
Uh, we work we work in both ways. We actually have a very balanced approach. We had started a campaign known as Embracing Imperfection campaign.
Mm.
We actually give the confidence to the people that if you can't speak English, it's totally fine, or if you can't speak perfect English, it's totally fine then. Because if you speak imperfect English, you are just considered as a fool, or you are not cool person. So we have a very balanced approach. And secondly, what we the solution we come up with is that we connect native speakers with non-native speakers, like from Europe and from some other countries, the high school students who want to volunteer for this cause, as well as the retired people who want to talk with someone and who want to spend their time with someone, so they can talk with native speakers. And thirdly, we have some workshops and stuff like that to combat this issue.
Oh, that's excellent and very, very ambitious, Arva. Um, thank you. Are these workshops in person, or are they online, or both?
They are online, they are also in person. They are in some colleges, schools. Like I'm starting from my own college, and then I wanted to expand it to my country and then to South Asia. And after then, I have a very long plan for 100 years. Like I noticed that because of colonialism, there are other languages in the world also that have become a marker of class distinction, like Spanish in some parts of Europe. So I want to finish language discrimination from this world.
A very, very big and very, very noble goal. Thank you. Thank you, Arva. And good luck. Now
Thank you.
you're welcome. We have four young futurists, but we also have one more. We have Xiao Yajing. Can you introduce yourself and help me untangle your name, which I've probably totally massacred?
But before we go on, I do want to introduce her and just say that we're so well, I'll let her introduce herself, but she comes to us from the NGFP Awards. She's a former award winner recipient and has participated in World Futures Day as a facilitator, as many of as
Wow.
many of the youth in this conversation has. Yes, and so
Uh,
we are excited to hear about her introduction and where she is in her project today.
oh, that's excellent. Hello, Xiao.
Thank you, Lisa, for the introduction. I truly appreciate it. And hello, everyone. And hello, Brian. My name is Xiao Jessin, and I'm from Malaysia, currently in KL, which is Kuala Lumpur. So yeah, this place is um a hot country. It's basically like the temperature is always high. Like we don't have like winter and anything. So yeah, this is where I am right now.
Wow. Well, what time is it there? I have to ask.
Right now it's 2:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for coming to. Oh my
No
gosh. I,
worries, no worries.
I wish I could
And
send
like,
each of you a box of coffee just to keep going. Well, tell us about your project in Malaysia. What are you working on, Xia?
sure, no problem. So, um, it's called Second Life. So, like, I use this project, and honestly, like, I won the NGFP award as Lisa mentioned last year. So, like, right here, I'd like to like encourage everyone to join it this year. Okay, and also I feel like what really encouraged me is that like after I joined the competition, you can see, wow, I linked to so many other children right here. We can see we have Tayaba from Pakistan and everyone else here, right? So I feel like I would encourage everyone to join this competition. And let's go back to the topic. Okay, Second Life is an initiative where I repurpose old electric car batteries into energy storage system to power internet access in underprivileged and remote schools. So you might
Oh,
sounds like it sounds like so unpredictable. It sounds so far. It sounds so future, right? But I get this idea basically from my dad. Yeah, because he's an engineer. Yeah, he taught me about this. Yeah.
So you use the alternator or the battery to power Wi-Fi routers, or how does it work?
So it's like old electrical batteries that's actually
Mhm.
still, how do I say, storage of power inside. So it actually
Yes.
works as an energy storage, and then we'll use um solar power. So in the morning, like they'll work, right, solar power, and then at
Hmm.
night we don't have any power source. So what we'll do is that electric vehicle batteries, it serves as an energy storage, and basically it can work. So it works like a 24-hour um like internet access. Yeah, 24-hour internet access.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
A few minutes ago, Ayush and I were mentioning the circular economy idea, and this sounds like a bit of that, where you're keeping the older technology, the older machines, and bringing them back to life, a second life.
Yeah, so like that's how I get the name from it, Second Life.
That's excellent. That's excellent. How did you get interested in this? What was the driving force?
So the first, definitely because I feel like climate change is a very plays a big role in everyone's life right now. I believe that everyone should play even their small part or big part. Just try our best to make this world a better place, because I believe that climate change will really affect our entire lifestyle, our whole system, our whole
Indeed.
life. So I feel like by doing this, I can really and how do I say, embrace students
Hmm.
all around the world. And also this project, it's not only serving as you call what, free Wi-Fi. It's also that schools and communities, they can basically contribute this initiative too. So they will collect and donate the plastic waste to us, and then
Mm.
through like a recycling process, such as shredding and injection machine. So the plastic waste will be transformed into educational puzzles. So and then after that, I will collaborate with NGOs, for example, UNICEF. Like I joined like quite some of the UNICEF programs in Malaysia, and also maybe Child Rights Asia, Coalition Asia, and also these puzzles with feature educational content designed to engage and inform children effectively. So, like schools that collect the target amount of plastic will earn these puzzles. So, I encourage environmental stewardship while enhancing educational outcomes. Yeah.
Well, that's terrific. I don't know if you can see, just um, climate change has been a major theme for our program for years. We've had a lot of sessions on that. So if you'd like to look into our previous sessions, you could find that. And not to brag, but over my shoulder here is my most recent book, which is about climate change and higher education. Um, I I admire what you've just done, Xiao. I'm so glad to see that. Uh, and I'm so glad to see all of you. Lisa, I'd like to put one question to all of our young futurists, but would you like to say anything more about their network before I do that?
Thanks, Brian. Thank you so much. And it is always wonderful to hear the wonderful work and passions and projects and ideas that these youth are working on. And as you can see, what we do here at Teach the Future is we support these youth. We create these spaces where youth can work out their thoughts and their ideas through our futures literacy tools and curriculum that set a foundation for them how to think about and explore um, strategic thinking, how to think about and explore, how to use steep model, and how to go through some of these futures literacy tools that can reinforce and support their projects. So I'll just add that. And now, please, Brian, pose your question.
I muted myself. This is just awful and embarrassing. I have so many questions though, but let me ask each of you, and if we just go one after the other, if you could tell me what is one thing that excites you the most about the future? What upcoming event or action really excites you the most and gives you the most hope and optimism? Actually, we can go reverse order. Xiao, what do you think? What's the what keeps you what part of the future brightens your day?
Part of the future, I would say everyone present right here, because I believe we all also belong to the future, right? So I believe everyone here, thanks for joining, thanks for everyone's time and initiative. I believe we are all in the future and we're all in the present. So that's what really makes me feel like, okay, the future, there is actually people, there are actually adults like you guys. You guys are really more eager to hear what's from the children, what's from the youth sides, right? So thanks for your time, thanks for your initiative, and I feel like I am really heard in this console, in this program, in this podcast. I feel like we should have more of this programs or more of this sessions, so that like childrens, they can feel that they're actually participating in their future but not told that this is your future. I feel like, thank you everyone for inviting me, and hello all of my other fellow friends, my children's representatives here. I feel like we're just here, we're in the present, we're in the future, and that's what makes me really excited. And I feel like we really have hope in future, and that childrens are participating in their future, and definitely the future is gonna be great if we keep on going in this goal, that everyone is working the same goal, where children are taking part, they're voicing up their voices, and everyone is collaborating to make the world a better place, no matter it is a big step or a small step. Yeah.
Mm.
That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's definitely the spirit of this program. We do want to hear everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Tayaba, how about you? What part of the future excites you the most?
The thing that excites me the most is that future is not fixed. We make plan in our mind and we just can't. It's a kind of human nature that when we plan something and if it doesn't go as per your plan, it actually hurts you a bit. But this is the best thing that excites me, because the future can be much more wider than our thinking. And the plan we have made in our mind, that's just a small part of it. So when the whole future unwinds, that's the most exciting thing. Because sometimes the thing we plan for ourselves, the thing we plan for our projects, doesn't go as per your plan. Instead, it
Yes.
goes much better than that.
Yes, indeed. That's one of the things that I was hoping to explore is when our plans enter reality and things change. And there's all kinds of emergent properties. Thank you, Tayaba. Hamsika, how about you? What part of the future excites you the most?
I think the the most important aspect to me, which excites me most about the future, is like the variety, the versatile options or futures that's being presented to us right now. And I think even in the future there's going to be a lot of alternative pathways that's going to be presented, be it in education, be it in career, or be it in different fields of like workplace, or like even in a casual format like tourist places or anything you take. There's going to be a lot of diversity in those. And I would say that's partly because, especially in the education and career fields, students right now are being equipped with the idea that there are multiple futures that lie ahead of us, and they see. And through futures literacy, of course, I learned that you should not see future as a fixed asset, and it's not only a single pathway. There's a lot of alternate futures that we could think of, and it could change our assumptions and help us explore our assumptions about the future. And like it could indirectly it would equip us with this feeling that change is good, since we would be like, okay, I anticipated this type of future, like I anticipated I would get into AI instead of like medicinal field. That's all right, although I expected medicinal field to be the highly likely one. It's all right, I also
Mm.
thought I would get into data science field, so technically that's also good, which is telling me that and is helping me recognize that change is not a bad thing and change is a good thing, which provides a creative growth space for me to unfurl in.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And I hope admire so much of what you just said. Thank you. Thank you. Future is a plural. There's always more than one option. Thank you. Ayush, what appeals to you about the future? What comes up that you want to tell us about that you really like?
So for me, what I like about what's coming in the future is that more career paths are becoming tech driven. And as we can see, AI is really dominating jobs right now. AI is coming up, coding is coming up, essentially anything computer related or anything online. And what I like about that is that that opens the door to a lot of possibilities of creative freedom. People can express whatever they want through coding or even explore through AI to create stuff that they want and learn new things as well. And I think that that's a really great thing that's happening. The only problem for that is, as I mentioned before, the digital divide. But that if that gap is overcome, or if we help bridge that gap, then the every single person, irrespective of their financial background, will have access to tech education. And with this access to tech education, they can pursue their desire to fulfill their desire to pursue a career path related to AI or coding. And I can speak from experience because the underserved kids who I have taught, uh, every single time I taught a new batch of kids, they would seem so intrigued that the curriculum that I had set for 2 hours, which to finish, they would finish in an hour, including all the activities as well, and they would retain most of it as well. So that shows that a lot of the new generation as well is very tech oriented, tech driven.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, that's a really good thing, and that's what I like to see about the forthcoming future.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayush. And we've been looking at AI for years here in the program. We have a whole bunch of sessions if you want to look back. And we're also technology happy. So we've got lots and lots of sessions on open source software and all kinds of good stuff. Thank you, Ayush. And last but not least, Urwa, what excites you about the future? What do you anticipate that makes you the most optimistic and happy?
Actually, the thing that makes me so optimistic and that appeals me is the potential for global collaboration and interconnectedness to drive positive change. Like we have projects. For example, my project, I'm sitting here in a small town in Pakistan, but you all are listening to me and you all are also passionate about my project. Like,
Yes.
uh, Zhao, sorry if I'm pronouncing the name not correctly. She talked about climate change. We are working on these things. We are working on these things together. So that is the thing that appeals me the most. The idea that people from diverse backgrounds can come together, share ideas, and work toward common goals is truly amazing. This collective effort can lead to groundbreaking solutions, I think so, foster empathy, and create a very peaceful world. So, this is the thing that appeals me the most, and because of global connectiveness, I think and I anticipate that there will be so much peace in the world and that there will be so much progress in the world because we are working towards our common goals. Like as I mentioned earlier, this is the problem in my community. I witnessed. So I work towards it, and then I will do it on an international level, not just for my country, for other countries too, where the same issue is there. So I think this is the thing that is going to help the world a lot, that is global connectivity.
Well, thank you. That's a wonderful thing to imagine. I mean, all of you have given us great visions of the future of international collaboration, of working with technology, of all this being together to create plural, multiple futures. This is terrific. Friends, now that we're all together, I want to turn the microphone over to the audience to see what questions all of you have. What would you like to ask our young futurists? And again, if you'd like to use the Q&A box, please do that. If you'd like to type it in the chat, please do that. And if you'd like to just talk out loud, just click the raise hand button so I know you're there, and I'd be glad to have you up. And while everybody's thinking about this, and by the way, you young futurists, you have a lot of fans in the chat. People are glad to hear from everything you've said so far. Um, one thing, or one person I'd like to draw attention to is our good friend and the founding leader of Teach the Future, Peter Bishop, who just joined us, who thought he could sneak in quietly, but I've totally blown that. Peter, welcome. Good to see you, sir.
Okay, Brian, thank you very much. I'm sorry that I'm late. I had a little family thing that I had to take care of. And but everybody's fine now. Thank you very much. I heard the last 20 minutes. I mean, I've heard interacted with these young people before, and they are absolutely brilliant. Thanks to Lisa and the rest of the Teach the Future team for bringing them here. I guess my message at this point, it's not a question so much as a comment, Brian, I'd like to make, and that is that this is a absolutely outstanding group of young people, but they started out with motivation. They started
Mhm.
out with a desire to learn something new and indeed take a risk with us all a year ago. But there are many, many. There are a couple of billion young people about to start school around the world, in the northern hemisphere at least, and probably some in the southern, who could be saying these exact same things. So I would like to challenge your other guests and anybody who sees this podcast or this broadcast to think that why are we limiting this so much to and wonderful students, but every student in every school in the world could be saying and learning these same things. So all I can say, Brian, teach the future. That's my
Indeed.
mantra. That's my anthem. Thank you.
Indeed, and it is your work. There's a link to the Teach the Future page in the chat, and thank you, Peter, for all of your work, all of your leadership on this. And I second the motion. We have so many people on Earth. We need a lot more opportunity for this. We have one question that has come up in the chat. This is from our good friend in Texas, Tom Hames, and he asks each of you this simple question: what is the primary challenge that you see for your generation in the next 40 years? So, again, thinking about your generation, looking ahead 40 years, what is the primary challenge that you anticipate? So, I'm not going to pick on you right away. I'm going to give you all a chance to volunteer. But if you don't volunteer, you know I'll pick on you. And I'll do that now. Tayaba, tell us, what is the greatest challenge facing your generation looking ahead 40 years?
Okay, so I think since I'm working on education right now, so I think the education actually in Pakistan, I'll talk majorly about in Pakistan. Every student gets the education which is at least 10 to 20 years outdated. And that doesn't matches the standard of the whole world's education. And the education system is so much uh, has so much low standard that if you're studying CS, you won't have proper computer labs. The computers aren't working, but you are studying bachelor's in computer science. So in this generation, we are just forced to study, read those books. We are not being taught the skills that we need to face the future.
Indeed. That's a major challenge. And that ties in with what I think Ayush and also Xiao were talking about in terms of the digital divide, the difficulty in getting the hardware and software, but also the mentalware, the curriculum, the
There
ideas.
is another issue in Pakistan majorly. There is child labor is very much common. The people
Mhm.
remove the students from the schools and force them to do work under 15 years. And on the other side, they're not even allowed to go to school even if they're working.
Wow, that's just so wrong.
And that's very much normal.
Ah,
Mm.
that's awful. That's a huge challenge. Thank you, Taiba. That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Ayush, I've already mentioned you, so we'll have to hear from you. What is the greatest challenge facing your generation that you see?
Uh, so again, I'm gonna speak in like the tech and AI field point of view. Um,
Mhm.
I've been talking a lot about bridging the digital divide, but another big concern is that this gap may widen if things go sideways. Uh,
Mm,
it is a big concern if people don't pay attention to it, to the digital divide, because it will just keep widening and widening as underprivileged kids and underprivileged families would not gain access to devices. And as I've said, the tech and AI is taking over job markets, is gonna make the job markets itself a lot more saturated. And that may not allow people who want to pursue those careers in the future to help get a place in the job market. So this might even cause the digital divide to widen. And I guess another problem that could happen in the generation is climate change. But I mean, climate change is a big issue that is happening. But if we're just throwing away e-waste and not implementing things like a circular economy, it's just going to contribute to the landfills that are being there. And it's just going to contribute to all the pollution that's happening. And
mm,
that's obviously not good for the environment as well. Uh, so yeah, that is another major issue that's gonna happen.
thank you.
And so this is mainly things that are happening in India. But in India, the thing is, there is 5G network available all over India. There's just not enough
Oh,
devices that access the 5G network or use it. There's not enough devices for people to do so. But so many other countries in the world don't even have 5G, 4G. They don't
yeah.
even have those kind of data. And that, I mean, obviously, there's not only Indian underprivileged families that want to pursue, underprivileged kids that want to pursue tech education. That's obviously a global phenomenon. People want to pursue tech globally. And some countries in the world don't have the 5G, 4G networks for kids to do it at home and their own free will. And adding to the fact that there's the scarcity of devices, that is a major issue that is going to happen on the global scale. So I guess that in the next 40 years would be a big issue. And not only in the 40 years, it could be even greater than the 40 years. But the quicker we are able to bridge this or solve this issue, then the better it is for tech education. And everyone here who has said what they're advocating for, it would be better for that as well.
Well, thank you, Ayush. In the chat, James Boswell agrees with you. He says he's concerned about the digital divide, the assumption that everyone knows about and can use AI. But as you're pointing out, they just might not even have the hardware, even if they've got 5G. Um, well, Hamsika, what do you think? What is the biggest challenge facing your generation for the next 40 years?
I think from our generation, I would like to focus or highlight the career paths that we are forced to take. A lot of students in the Oriental countries, especially in the belt of India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, they are forced to take up certain professions, especially engineering or like medicine fields. And they are being forced by parents and their immediate society, and they're being stressed under psychological pressure, and they feel
Mm,
compressed under the society. And when they are forced to pursue such fields, which they, of course, they might not be doing good in it because they don't like it. For subjects, core subjects like physics, chemistry, biology, or mathematics, if you don't like it, and I swear to God, you can't perform it really well in the exams, because you have to
mm,
develop a sense of love towards such subjects in order to perform really good at
mhm,
exams. And when someone is forced to it, they develop this hatred towards that subject, and definitely
mhm,
they're not going to perform well. And they're being forced and put under tuition, and a lot of schools, they extend the timings till 6 p.m. just to like push the results of students. They overstrain students in such methods. One does not realize that there are so many potentials getting wasted. We have future historians, we have future artists, we have future leaders, we have future like public speakers, and a lot of different professions that are being wasted right now in the name of success. They label success in just like few professions. It's either doctor, engineer, lawyer, or like you write like a common government exam and get a good job. That's it. Other than
mhm.
that, they are very narrow minded. They haven't opened up to different opportunities yet. So I think that wasted potential is one of the main issues we are going to face in our generation.
Oh, thank you. That's a serious and very deep challenge. Indeed. And by the way, I hope you go on to become a speaker because you are extremely good at it. Um,
Thank you.
and Urwa, how about you? What is the big challenge that you're facing in your generation? Looking ahead 40 years, what do you think?
As Hamsika mentioned, I think this is the same challenge I think that we need to combat, because I live in Pakistan, and as Hamsika mentioned, there are the same issues that our generation face. This is the thing I am working since my childhood. Like, everyone should have the opportunity to chase his or her passion without the fear of judgment, societal pressure, or
Mm,
unemployment. Like in most of the countries, developing world, students opt for the careers just for the sake of employment, or just for the reason that their parents ask them to do that particular field, like medical, engineering, computer sciences, even if they don't have a little bit interest in those subjects. Like I see nowadays, a lot of people are going into computer science fields just because they think the scope is so wide of computer sciences, even they don't have a passion for that subject. So that is a thing I want to change, and I think this is the challenge our world is going to face in the next 40 years.
thank you so much. Um, I really appreciate that. Urwa, it seems like you and your colleagues all have this really developed sense of education leading to professions that network seems to be flawed in some major ways. Um, Xiao, I think I've saved you for last. How about you? What's the big challenge that you expect? I mean, is it climate change or is there something else?
I feel like my answer would be something to conclude what everyone's mentioned just now. Like, for example, I really like feel connected. I feel like she's talking like literally like what's happening to everyone right now, especially when Hamshika, like, she mentioned that everyone is encouraged to do engineer. Even my dad told me to do engineer, guys. So like
Mhm.
doctor, lawyer, everything. I feel like I don't know why. Like, I'm not sure, like, because I saw like a video on YouTube and it's called um why do we need school, something like this. But like basically like what they saw is that the school from like I don't know like maybe 100 years ago is the same setting as the school right now. Everyone is having chairs, having tables, and it just feels like the same. It feels like it's being brain from an old time, and we haven't really reinforced it. We haven't really updated. Can we call it updated? So I feel like the biggest challenge is that everything is becoming faster, smarter, more efficient.
Yes.
Okay, from AI to automation to the way we communicate, like we're using Zoom right now. But people are still like figuring out the meaning, their purpose, and how to cope with all of this. And I feel like
Mhm.
us, the young generations, we entering adulthood in a world that's struggling with like rising temperatures, job uncertainty, mental health issue, and also like social inequality. And we're like expected to keep up with this rapid change, to be
Mhm.
emotionally stable, to be socially aware, and everything else. So I feel like we should really learn how to slow down, to reflect and rebuild a
Mm.
system that cares about people, that cares about the present, but not just the performance.
Well said. I was telling Hamsika that she should be a speaker, but you should definitely be one as well. Um,
Thank
that's a
you.
terrific answer. Friends, thank you for all of these answers and Tom, thank you for the typically great question. We're running out of time, but we have time for one last question, and this is from our good friend Ruben Puentedura. And Ruben, are the squirrels running back and forth and the string and the tin cans so that your connectivity works?
Everything is working remarkably well. I think the squirrels are
Oh,
entranced by a hummingbird that's been flitting outside. So first, let me thank you all. This has been an amazing session. It's been great to hear what all of you are working on. Here's my question. I used this, it came up explicitly in something you said in the context of circular economy, which I found very powerful. I work with a lot of different groups, education, government, business, and the topic, of course, of circular economy comes up repeatedly. But one of the things that people tend to be in is in a certain channel with how they think about it. And this, of course, occurs in many other topics about the future. And you mentioned something explicitly that I think is important. I'd love to hear from you, as well as everybody else who's been on this panel. You mentioned the idea of, or the aspect of something unexpected that came from your futures exploration, from your futures work, etc. So I'd love to hear just that. Just one example of something unexpected that came from this work and how it came to be. I'd love to hear first from you since you brought it up, but I'd also love to hear from everybody else. So be quiet.
Absolutely, that's a great question. So, something unexpected that came when I was working on Tech for Equity was, firstly, when I was gathering contacts for giving e-waste, for donating e-waste. I just thought that, I'll forward a message on some socials, give it to people, and they'll donate. Because I was pretty young when that happened. I mean, it was last year. I did not know much about the topic. And I just thought, because I didn't have that strong of a network before, I just thought if I gave like a forwarded message to everyone, they would help donate stuff to me. Then I realized it isn't that easy, You need to persuade people. Obviously, if you're trying to get materials from someone to asking them to donate for a cause, it's not as simple as sending them a forwarded message again and again and again, asking them to donate to your cause. You need to persuade them, and this started with me going door to door in my society, asking people to donate stuff to my building, uh and yeah, that actually was quite unexpected for me at the start when I was collecting e-waste, but now it's become a periodic thing that I do. Now I know how to approach, if I want to I know how to approach this if I want to do any such thing. Yeah, so that is something unexpected. And another thing that's unexpected is yeah, so while I was taking a class, or while I was giving out a session of coding and AI concepts, I think I mentioned this very briefly, so I'll elaborate upon it now. I was giving a session about, I think this was one of my first sessions. I was giving a session about coding concepts such as algorithms, etc. I was giving a workshop on that. And I designed the curriculum to be for 2 hours. So I thought, it won't even reach till that much. They'll ask questions, they'll, spend time doing it, and then I'll finish it with a breeze in 2 hours. Turns out they finished the entire curriculum, which I had, made for that particular session in an hour,
Ah.
half the time. And I was quite shocked because I thought that, they wouldn't have a, base understanding on what I'm teaching, or even if they didn't, they wouldn't be able to grasp it that quickly. But I was proven wrong. Thankfully, I was proven wrong. And it's glad to see that, they do have they can grasp it that quickly, which is good. But it was quite unexpected. But luckily, I had planned for that. I had set up very brief slides in the end and also a couple of activities, so that actually helped make the session 2 hours long. But yeah, that was also quite unexpected. So yeah, I guess I hope that answers your question.
I think it does. The only problem I have is that we have gone 4 minutes past the end of our show. Um, can I beg the favor of having one more of you young futurists answer Ruben's question? So if Tayaba or if Hamsika or if Xiao or if you would like to answer this question about an unexpected thing,
Okay, so I would like to go for this.
please.
I have been an ex-student ambassador of Shaukat Khanam, which is a cancer hospital which provides free treatment to cancer patients all over the Pakistan.
Wow.
So I wanted to collect some money for that, and for that I arranged a kiosk activity in a shopping mall. And we literally pleaded people to donate, and none of them were agreeing to it. Like we collectively, 10 people collected around 50 to 60,000 in a whole day, which was very less amount as if we see the public over there.
Why do you
And
think that was?
secondly, while I was working on my project, the major, sorry,
It's okay. I think your signal's breaking up a little bit.
okay, so okay, so when I was working for my major project, the major issue was coming that students would always delay donating. They don't believe that we will actually use that money for the purpose. They think
Wow.
we will just fill our pockets.
Yeah.
Everyone actually thinks that's a mindset which is very, very difficult to change.
Now that's quite a surprise and a very unpleasant one, but an illustrative one that reveals a social attitude that we have to think about as we think about the future. Thank you.
People will also call you a beggar sometimes when you just ask for the donation. They'll just call out with different names, and you just have to bear that all with a smile on your face.
Yeah. You're becoming a very strong person, Tayaba. And
Thank you.
Xiao, please go ahead.
I know our time is over, but I'll just make this quick. I just really want to share this, my answer right here. Oh my god, like because like something unexpected. I really feel like connected to Teraba because I've joined one of a program or conference called 2023 Regional Children's Meeting. It's organized by Child Rights Coalition Asia. So basically, children from all around Asia, we have 2 representatives from each country and we have one facilitator coming with us. So I'm one of the child representative very gladly and thankfully. So like what I did there is that we basically I was really shocked that actually global leaders, like one of it is Miss Mikiko Tanaka. She's actually the chairperson. I think she's the chairperson of Child's Rights in United Nations Committee, and I was
Wow.
like shocked that actually there's actually a lot of people willing to hear from childrens, and there's actually adults who's willing to help children to let them feel that their voice are heard, and also I saw like some of my friends from the other countries, they're still facing problems like child marriage, which is really which is not supposed to be even here in the world right now in this modern era. So I feel like I just feel somehow a bittersweet but also grateful in that meeting where we are going into a better future, and we should definitely put more effort in focusing on on children's right and on everyone's future. Yeah. Thank
Indeed.
you.
Oh, thank you, Xiao. And that echoes, I think, at least for me, child marriage with child labor that one of your colleagues talked about before. Friends, I have to wrap things up. I hate to, but I think I could talk with you forever. But also, most of you need to go to bed and you need to get some sleep. Let me thank you all, each of you, as you representatives of a rising generation of futurists from around the world. Your energy, your vision, your humor, your passion is just an inspiration to us all. I think you've made everybody much more happy, much more excited about the future to come. Lisa Giuliani, we owe her a big debt of gratitude for helping organize everybody and for bringing all this together. And Lisa wanted me to share in the chat if you have if you know of teenagers like this, like Peter Bishop said, who need to be part of this kind of network, there's a link to it right there. In the interest of time, let me just quickly ask one last question. Lisa, what's the best way to keep up with the Young Futurist Network? Is it through that website?
Yes, lots of things going on always on our network. Go ahead and yeah, if you click on that link, you can find our website and learn more about how to get involved. If you know of a youth in your community and want to share this opportunity, please, please, please do so. And our global events that we invite audiences interested in futures, so join us.
Indeed. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for participating from literally around the world. This has been a great conversation. My thanks to everybody in the forum community for asking great questions and having great thoughts. I'm really, really happy to see this. If you'd like to look at what we're focusing on coming up, we have programs scheduled out through November. Just go to the forum website, forum.futurevocation.us. In the meantime, everybody here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're starting to come into the fall semester, so everyone's getting ready for that. I wish all of you the best. Please take care. We'll see you next time online. Bye-bye.
Thank you.